Good afternoon from State Adventures. Carolina Gilcapi here. I put together a trip to Argentina and Brazil with everything we discussed, and I'm going to run through it with you just so you understand what's possible, what's included, what we can still change to make the trip your own. So let's dive into it. There's a lot on this itinerary, so I want you to really get a good sense of what is included. So here we go. This is for March of 2026, priced privately for the four of you, and it includes Argentina and Brazil. Just a quick note for Argentina, all you need is your passport, very easy. There is no vaccinations, no visas. But for Brazil, when we cross into Iguazu Falls and then continue to Rio, we will need a Brazilian visa when you are traveling with a US passport. So I will help you with the link and everything that you do online before you travel. It's quite simple. You don't have to go to an embassy, so it is not time consuming. So here we go. March 27th, you're going to take an overnight flight to Argentina. Buenos Aires is the international airport. It's usually an overnight flight. And what's good when traveling from the United States, we're flying south. So there's no jet lag. There's no time change. The biggest time change on this whole trip is going to be about 2 hours for you. So it is a great destination to arrive and go right into exploring because you're not going to be completely thrown off with the time difference. So March 28th, when you arrive, we're going to pick you up from the international airport. Big sign, as always. State Adventures team will be waiting for you with a private car, and we will go to our hotel where we're going to freshen up and spend the afternoon seeing some of the highlights of Buenos Aires. So Buenos Aires is a big city, and I split the trip into two half-day city tours. That way, on arrival, we can see the northern part of the city, which is the famous cemetery, to see Evita's grave, all the beautiful architectural sites in Recoleta and other different residential neighborhoods. It's more time going from place to place, kind of a relaxing pace, but you're definitely going to get out quite a lot to see the highlights. And we're going to take you to a traditional bodegon, which is in Buenos Aires classic restaurant. It's usually somebody's home that's been transformed into a restaurant. Best steak, best meals, very traditional, and a wonderful welcome to the city. Then we leave you in a hotel so you can rest. I chose the Madero Hotel for many reasons. It's a great property, really well located. It's on the river. You can walk to a lot of things from the hotel. There is a great restaurant and a wine cave inside the hotel, but it's also right on the strip with plenty of different restaurants. And for touring purposes, it's really central, so we're not spending a lot of time in a car. The next day after breakfast, which, as you always know, the B stands for breakfast, the D stands for dinner. It means those meals are already included. We're going to tackle the south part of the city. So this is that colorful part of the city. This is where the tango culture comes from. This is where the market is. So we're going to spend a lot of time exploring the colorful La Boca neighborhood. We're going to give you time inside the market where you can do some tastings of the little beer and sausages and all kinds of different empanadas that you can have here. And of course, the city is always bustling, and we will tackle all of those port areas of the Buenos Aires city, and then come back to the hotel, rest, and at night go to Rojo Tango, which is just down the street from your hotel. It is the #1 tango show in Argentina, very intimate. I take all of my clients and groups here because it's special, because a traditional tango hall holds up to maybe 500 people, if not more. Rojo Tango holds like 98 people. So it's very intimate. You will see a lot of Buenos Aires locals go there on dates. So it's really special to be there. And I added a little note here that if you have the time, add another day in Buenos Aires. If you want to see more, we can go across the river to Colonia, to Uruguay, which is another great city. We can go north to an estancia and spend a day horseback riding and learning the culture of the gauchos in the area. We can take a private tango class. We can go at night and head to all the speakeasies around Buenos Aires, or have a cooking class, or simply enjoy the city. Buenos Aires is the Paris of South America. It is quite beautiful, walking city. So if you have an extra day, I would definitely add it here so you can spend some time exploring Buenos Aires. If not, day 4, we will say goodbye to Buenos Aires, get on a local flight, and fly to El Calafate, which is the hub of Patagonia in Argentina. So Patagonia is a major region. It spreads between Chile and Argentina. And in Argentina, we have Ushuaia, we have Calafate, Puerto Madryn. There's many different areas. And of course, northern Patagonia is Bariloche and all the lakes. But we will focus on Calafate because this is where the glaciers are. So we're going to pick you up and take you to the hotel, have you freshen up. And tonight we go out in 4x4 jeeps and go riding to the balcony of Calafate, amazing views of the glacial lakes. And then we go inside the caves and we will have dinner in a cave. Very fun experience. Everybody really loves it. This is a shared experience. This one thing is not going to be private just for the 4 of you. There will be other people, but it's really special and a fun way to welcome you to the Patagonia region. So the Esplendor is a great boutique hotel. They use local wood, local colors, lots of sheepskin and things like that. So you really definitely wake up and feel like you're in Patagonia, really well located. Patagonia or Calafate is a really small village. It kind of reminds me of something maybe in Colorado, very like a cozy skiing town. There's no skiing here in Calafate, but it still has that vibe of a little winter town. And so this hotel is right smack in the middle and a great option for exploring. And we're going to be in Calafate for 3 nights. The first night is our arrival in our dinner cave. The second day is dedicated to Perito Moreno Glacier, which is the only glacier that is growing. It's very famous. It's not shrinking, it's growing. And we will put on crampons on our shoes and go out with a guide in a small group and head out to walking the glacier. It's called mini trekking. You will also go to the catwalks and see the glacier from all kinds of different views, as well as from a boat ride. So it's a really exciting full day tour. Lunch is included. If this is too adventurous for you and you don't want to go mini trekking, you don't have to. We can switch the tour around and go with a private guide just to the catwalks, just to the boat tour, to the face of the glacier, and not actually step onto the ice and go trekking. So let me know how you feel about this part. Both tours are excellent. And then after lunch, you return to your hotel in the village. And then on the following day, we're going to continue with glaciers, not Perito Moreno, completely different glaciers like Uppsala. And we're going to go on a luxury little yacht that will serve a beautiful gourmet traditional Argentinian lunch while you sightsee other glaciers. And here is where you're going to really focus on icebergs too. So massive, massive pieces of ice floating all around the cruise. For photography, it's stunning. So I highly suggest keeping this trip in. But if you don't want to be on a boat or if you want to try something new, there are other things that we can do. We can go to a local estancia. Estancia is like a working ranch. There is a few. There's ones that we can reach by land and one that we can reach by boat. It's called Christina. And if we go to the estancia, we can go trekking, horseback riding, go on a beautiful hike, have a traditional al fresco lunch. So there's lots of opportunities here to stay active. I mean, there's even zip lining in this area in one of the estancias. So lots to see and do in the Calafate area of Patagonia. I look forward to hearing what your interests are. This is right on the border of Chile. So another option is to cross the border and spend a day in Torres del Paine, which is the most famous park in Patagonia on the Chilean side. But it's a long drive. It's at least 4.5 hours each way. So you would be gone for hours and hours. So unless you're spending some nights in the Chilean side, I suggest we keep it out of the itinerary to prevent so many hours in the car. And day 7, we're going to say goodbye to Patagonia, goodbye to the ice, and we're going to go to the tropics, which is Iguazu Falls. So this is kind of a travel day because the flights from Calafate to Iguazu stop in Buenos Aires. So you're going to have 2 flights, some travel time, and arrive in Iguazu Falls. We're going to take you right to a hotel, which is in the jungle. It's a really great experience staying here, which is all near the national park. So it doesn't matter if you're staying in the park where there's one hotel or outside of the park in the jungle because everything is within 15 minutes. If you do want that big treat and wake up and see waterfalls outside of your window, there's only one hotel that does that. It's inside the park. And if you want to include that, let me know and I will upgrade you there. And tonight, we're going to start with something fun because you're going to have been traveling all day. You might be really hungry. You might be a little tired. So we're going to do this fun Argentine experience. And that is kind of interactive dining experience where there's a chef and he'll be cooking your steaks, but he will teach you how to make some fun drinks, and he will teach you how to drink mate, which is the local tea or local herbs that everybody drinks in Argentina and Brazil. He will let you make some empanadas. So you're sitting around, tasting, wearing a chef's hat. It's a lot of fun. I think I actually put a picture up for you. It looks like this, and it's just such a great experience. Very casual, very fun. And it's behind a local store. So it's kind of like a little speakeasy as well, but award-winning experience. And so Argentina and Brazil share Iguazu Falls because we're going to be touring more of the Argentina side because the park on that side is probably 80% of the falls. We're going to stay on the Argentina side. The whole idea for me is to make your trip as smooth as possible and not cross the border too many times. We will cross only one time. So we're going to stay at Mercure, great property, great pool, great vibe outside in the jungle. And then the next day, we have a full day with our private guide exploring the Argentina side of the falls, which is massive. There are many catwalks, many places to visit. And we will also ride the Great Adventure boat ride, which goes right under the falls. We'll have lunch inside the park, which is like a big steakhouse. So lots of fun to see and do here on the Argentina side. Then return to your hotel and spend the night. And that evening, the Iguazu Falls region is actually kind of at the mouth of the jungle, mouth of the Amazon. And there are a lot of local communities here still thriving, still keeping to their traditions. So there is a little lodge called La Selva or La Aldea de Selva, and they are operated by the Guarani people. And they come out sometimes and play music and tell you about their culture. And it's really beautiful. If it's not raining, they light a big fire. So we will actually go and have dinner here so you can perhaps meet some of the Guarani people, see their traditional dress. It's not anywhere far from Iguazu Falls. That's what's amazing about it, that they still live very much in the hubbub of this touristic site. But it's a great experience. I've been here quite a few times, and every time it's something different, but you will get to meet some Guarani people. And on our last day in Iguazu Falls, which is April 4th, we are going to wake up in the morning, have breakfast, pack our bags, bring them with us, and cross the border into the Brazil side. Here's where we need that passport visa to enter. And here we're going to visit the Brazil side of the falls. And the Brazil side of the falls offers a panoramic view all at once. But the tour itself is not that long because you just have one catwalk, one little elevator. So it's a really nice stop. There's a great restaurant with views of the river. So we'll have that before we take our afternoon flight to Rio de Janeiro from Iguazu Falls. From there, we pick you up, take you to the hotel. We're going to be in Copacabana. We're going to have ocean view rooms. The whole idea is every time you go to a new place, I want you to know that you're in a new place. I want you to feel like you are there. You wake up, you see Copacabana, you see the beautiful beach right outside your window. It's a great property to Windsor, California. Rooftop pool, well located, great restaurant. So that is where we will be for 2 nights. The first day is our arrival. The second day, we're going to split the city again. We're going to focus on half of the city, which is around the Sugarloaf Mountain, which we're going to ride up to. We'll have a nice lunch as well in Rio de Janeiro and have an afternoon free so you can enjoy the actual beach. And then on April 6th, we're going to do the second half of the city, which is Corcovado, which is the Jesus Christ statue. We're going to ride up to him as well and visit. And afterwards, my note here, if you have extra time, add a night in Rio so we're not so pushed to do all the touring so quickly. I suggest 3 nights in Rio de Janeiro for sure. So if you have the time, let me know and we will add it in. But if you don't, and you don't care to add more time, you don't want to, if we do add the time, we can do a carnival experience, we can do surfing classes, we can do a day at a beach just outside of the city, maybe some boat rides. But if you don't have the time, no problem. We will get in a car after checkout, after our touring, and head to Paraty. So Paraty is a very, very charming, traditional little village. It sits on the water, but it has the jungles behind it. So there's waterfalls, there's trails, there's beautiful islands, there's monkeys, there's all kinds of wildlife and activity. The village itself is about 3 hour ride from Rio de Janeiro, by the way. But the village itself is very interesting. They hold the largest literary festival of South America here. So there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of artists, there's live music. There's beautiful galleries filled with art. And of course, the nature side is the islands, the private boats, and things like that. The hotels are all posadas. So posadas is again an old home that's been transformed into a kind of a bed and breakfast style property. So you have a really wonderful property here, and we will be here for 3 nights. So you arrive, and we're going to explore the city on foot. Then the next day, we're going to do a traditional boat ride, privately rented for you. They look like this. Sometimes they have a place to lay out it on top. And then you will go island hopping. You can go snorkeling. You can see monkeys. You can see lots of wildlife. There are many beaches that have restaurants right on the beach. We will dock right up to it. Our guide will help you order some fun local food. Brazil is known for some amazing food here. They grill it right on the sand, and it's just a great experience. And then the following day, because you've shown interest in the Amazon jungle and indigenous cultures, the Guarani tribe experience is allowing you to go into the jungle. So we're going to be gone majority of the day and visit one of the communities where they live. This is really special. This is kind of off the tourist trail. We don't have a lot of people visiting here, so you're not going to see busloads of people. So it's very authentic. You will get to chat with them, have a translator, and really get to know what life is like in the jungle without having to fly to the Amazon, to the heart of the Amazon, which is Manaus. And then we'll return back to Paraty. You can have a lovely last dinner there before leaving home on April 9th. So April 9th, it's a 3 hour ride back to the airport in Rio, and you can take an evening flight home. Usually flights leave Rio in the evening. Very wonderful itinerary, 2 weeks of exploring some really majestic places, from glaciers to waterfalls to villages to two amazing cities. So you can tackle a lot in 14 days. Like I mentioned, we can definitely add more nights if your timeline allows. You did mention the Amazon jungle, and if you are interested in seeing the Amazon jungle, staying in a lodge, really being somewhere remote like that, we would need to add a flight to Manaus on this last day and add 3 to 4 nights. It all depends on the time arrival. So if there is a flight from Rio or from Sao Paulo to the Amazon jungle that arrives before sunset, we can head by boat to a local lodge. If it arrives late in the evening, we have to spend the night in Manaus City and then leave to the lodge the next day in the morning, because we don't like to do that transfer after dark. It's quite dangerous because it's the jungle. So if you have the extra time, let me know and I will show you what that will look like. But this is a great introduction to the highlights of Argentina and Brazil. I so look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening, and happy travels.